So today Linda is making a relatively traditional hearty chili, but with a little twist. It's gonna be low cal, low carb, and low fat. You might say to yourself, how can it be hearty when you take all the good stuff out? But really, Linda is just replacing two standard ingredients, add a couple spices, add a little bit of garlic, and you end up with an amazing chili. But don't take my word for it, just spend a couple minutes in Linda's home kitchen to see what that recipe is all about. So first we dice a red onion. If you don't have a red onion on hand, you can use a yellow onion, even a white onion. While they taste a little bit different when they're raw, once you cook them, like in a chili, the differences in flavor are minimal. So next we're gonna dice 2 jalapeno peppers. They're gonna add a little heat to the chili. Then we cut it in half and we remove the seeds from the jalapeno pepper and scrape them out before you start dicing. The seeds themselves don't really contain any heat or spice. What we're gonna use is just the outside of the jalapeno pepper, which is also called the pericarp. So next we're gonna dice a red pepper. Red peppers are harvested later in the ripening process and therefore have a little bit more sweetness to them. Same procedure, we take out the core, we take out the seeds, and then we cut it in strips before we dice them. So next we prepare our butternut squash. We like to use butternut squash often in recipes that usually require potatoes. Once you cook them in the chili, they will end up just like cubed potatoes. And they're also able to take on all the flavors from the chili. But butternut squash has also fewer calories and fewer carbohydrates than potatoes. It is a little bit harder to work with. You definitely need a sharp knife and a little elbow grease. As you can see, Linda first cut both ends off before she started peeling it. Then you cut it in half and then you quarter the butternut squash lengthwise. Before you can start cubing it, just use a big spoon to scrape out the inside. And now we are ready to slice it and then cube it, about 1 inch in size. By the way, we are Linda and Stefan, a German-American couple. We have been married for 25 years. Linda used to be a pastry chef and a chef at her parents' German restaurant for decades. And I get to enjoy Linda's cooking every day and like to share some of her recipes with you on YouTube. So if you want to support a small mom and pop channel, give us a like or subscribe. We would really appreciate it. So the next step is optional. We slice a couple scallions. We just sprinkle them on the chili at the end. Next, Linda shreds some cheddar cheese. The cheese also gets sprinkled on top of the chili at the end. And to keep it low fat, you decide yourself how much cheese you're gonna use. So now to start cooking, we add 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a Dutch oven over medium-high heat. And once the oil is hot, we add 1 pound of ground lean turkey. The ground turkey is about 99% lean, so very little fat in there. And we break it up and stir it until it's thoroughly cooked. Next, we add about 80% of our red onions and save the rest later for decoration. Now we mince 5 cloves of garlic right into the pot and serve for 1 minute until the garlic is fragrant. Next, we add our red peppers and our jalapenos. And we cook and stir for a couple minutes. Now we add 3 tablespoons of tomato paste and stir it in to incorporate. So next we add a jar of fire roasted tomatoes as well as a jar of crushed tomatoes. Stir it in before we add our spices. One tablespoon of ground cumin and 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of oregano and 2 teaspoons of paprika, and finally 2 teaspoons of sugar, which you also can replace with stevia if you want to. So now we add 2 cups of chicken stock, and our butternut squash cubes. And of course, it's a chili, so we need some beans, black beans and red kidney beans. And now we mix everything together, bring it to a simmer, cover it up, and cook it for about 40 minutes. You want to simmer until the squash is tender but not mushy. So now just season it a little bit with salt and pepper to taste. And now we are ready to serve it. By the way, if you happen to watch this after Thanksgiving and you have a lot of leftover turkey, you can replace the ground turkey with your shredded leftover turkey. But since it's cooked already, simply add the shredded turkey towards the end when there's only 10 minutes left to cook the chili. So now we just simply top off the chili with a little bit of the shredded cheddar cheese. And also a little bit with our diced raw red onions. For a little bit more color, we add a couple slices of jalapeno pepper and some of the scallions. We also top it off with a little bit of sour cream. You can use a low-fat version for that as well. And there you have it, butternut squash turkey chili. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like or subscribe. That would help a small mom and pop channel like ours quite a lot. Till next time, yours truly, Linda and Stefan.